Hello, my name is Chayapa. Today I'm going to talk about language and identity. Language, culture, and identity are related and dependent on each other. Language is formed by culture, while culture is influenced and impacted by language. Each society has its own history, culture, language, and identity. People are connected to each other through language. The way we express can show our identity, who we are, where we're from, or what society we live in. Language is the system of communication comprising codes and symbols, which are used by humans to organize structure and communicate knowledge and experience. It's the primary instrument in expression, communication, and acquiring of culture. To learn foreign culture enables us to view life in various perspectives. Through diversity of culture, we will see the different point of view which we might not have in our culture. Culture is the beliefs, way of life, art, and customs that are shared and accepted by people in a particular society. Culture will differentiate one group from another, and it has ability to acquire and form new characteristics. Culture is dynamic and complex, which influence virtually the aspect of our lives. Also, culture can take from one generation to another. Identity is the qualities and attitudes that the person or group of people have to make them different from other people. It refers to a sense of belonging to a community or group that one belongs in. The identities are not static. It keeps changing when the time goes by and people switch into different roles at different times in different contexts. The language we speak can tell our identity, who we are, the society we live in, and what we speak. What we speak come from our thought and idea, which influenced by society. A good example of identity is the dialect. A person can use a dialect to convey his or her own identity as an additional component to form the identity. The dialect usually involves form or accents that help identify a certain ethnic, religious, or social groups. Also, it also play a role in language subdivision and labeling. For example, in Thailand, the official accent is Central Thai. On the TV programs, news, when you contact with the government, or the accent that used in the school, also the Central Thai. When someone speaks with a Northeastern Thai accent, it would sound strange and would be classified as the lower social class. Culture influences language. Words, grammar rules, codes, and communication are entirely formed by cultural factors like environment, economic, type of social relationship. I've searched for the example on the internet and I found some interesting. For example, this word, quality. Even though it's the same word, but it can have different meaning in different contexts and culture. In Korea, quality means it's brand new because they value the newness. Meanwhile, in Japan, quality means perfect because they emphasize on perfection. In China, quality means that you need to have social status in order to have the quality. Another good example of which I really like is the word good day. Good day is the sunny day in many countries. Meanwhile, in many African culture and many African country, good day is the rainy day. Language influences culture. Meanwhile, culture shapes languages. The example is the immigrants are accustomed to the mother language. So even though they move to the new environment, they will continue to use their mother language and keep it alive. But they create different cultural societies in the foreign land, but still keep their mother language alive. Next is the individual has the variety of language to use with different social group or people based on society, status, role, and norm. Status and social class, the expression we used when speaking to others, always reflect the status relationship between each other, what kind of status, role that we are in the context. For example, as a friend, the language I used when I speak with my friend is kind of informal and when compared to the role as a teacher. When I talk to the director, I use the formal language, more polite and respectful. Next is gender. The way women speak is different from men. A difference is sometimes go as far as to the use of a vocabulary. The same word can mean different for men and women. For example, in Thai society, it is inappropriate for women to use expressions that are too strong and direct when compared to men. Like when you're mad at someone, if you are a woman, when you say something like, "Hey, man, อะไรวะ?" people around you, the society will feel like, "Oh, you are a girl. You are a woman. You cannot say something like that. It's impolite, it's rude, it's the way too strong." Meanwhile, if this happened with a man, they will feel like it's okay. They are a man. They can say something like that. In conclusion, language and culture are deeply related and dependent on each other. Language is formed by culture, while culture is influenced by language. It cannot be separated. Moreover, language is the component of culture that makes it unique, and that creates a difference from one to another. And identity is reflected in the language we use. Our word choices can identify us as well as the words we choose not to use. Language is part of our identity. Thank you.